And we know that recently World Health Organization, they have accepted formally that spirituality is the fourth dimension of health. So we need to understand importance of yoga as a science, because health will not be completed, well-being of any human being will not be completed without understanding yogic or spiritual aspect of human health. So it is a great opportunity for all of us to understand this aspect of yoga, that yoga is nothing but a spiritual science. So let us understand through the great address or talk delivered by Dr. Nagendra ji, because as I have come to know, he will not be uh, here present in this session live, because there are great rains at Bangalore, and because of that lot of interruptions are there in internet, and we have experiencing this in last few days, that because of rains signals are interrupting like anything, and there are difficulties in keeping or having people live in all kind of webinars. So we are fortunate enough that Dr. Nagendra ji has given us a recorded message of himself, uh, highlighting a scientific aspect of yoga. So it's a great opportunity for all of us that from that great person, a yogic scientist, Dr. Nagendra ji, we are going to understand that dimension of yoga as a science of spirituality. So I again welcome all of you to this session, and I'm sure and confident that all of us will gain great knowledge out of this session, which will help us in developing our own lives, and we can take our lives with great joy in future. So thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Jainji, for welcoming and for the great introduction. Thank you so much. Sri Vipul, Consulate General of India, Dubai. Sri Vipul joined Indian Foreign Service in 1988. He served in Indian missions in Cairo, Colombo, and Geneva. During 2014 and 17, he worked with External Affairs Ministry in India. Since 2017, he is functioning in the capacity of Consul General of India at the Indian Consulate, Dubai. Sri Vipul did his graduation in MTech, Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. He also holds an MBA from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. I would like to invite His Excellency Sri Vipul to do the introduction officially and to do the address. His Excellency.
Thank you, Smita. And it's my pleasure and honor to join all of you today morning in this important session. This is the first combined event that I'm joining in celebration of 2020 International Day of Yoga. Of course, this year is very different with the COVID-19 situation that we all are facing. And while in Dubai especially, yoga was such a big festival, such a big celebration for all of us, and thousands and thousands of people used to come together to do yoga on International Day of Yoga. But this year is going to be a little different, and I think we all have to do more of these virtual online sessions to show each other that we are doing yoga and talk about yoga. And in that context, I'm very happy that Science India Forum has taken the lead together with Vigyan Bharati to arrange for this session to talk about how yoga has developed from an art into a modern science. I would say it was always a science, and now I think as science itself has developed, we are also looking at yoga from the modern scientific rigor. But I think that particular topic can be addressed by others. But for me, as Jayantji said, in 2014, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji took this great initiative of putting yoga on the world map. It was there on the world map, but somehow I think we as Indians were losing the India connect of yoga in a global context. And also we needed to get everyone to work on the same platform on yoga. And I think that is something that International Day of Yoga celebrations have 6 years that that this day has been celebrated. Uh, if I remember, in 2014, 177 countries actually co-sponsored the resolution on International Day of Yoga. And that showed the support that Prime Minister Modi got for yoga from across the world. And 177 countries co-sponsoring, and everyone else, 16 countries which did not co-sponsor, they of course all also supported the resolution. So that showed that everyone was with him on yoga, and that point has got further buttressed in the last 6 years when yoga has been celebrated across the world with huge numbers and a lot of celebrities and prime ministers and presidents joining in the celebration of yoga. This year, with the COVID-19 situation, as I said, we can't do large gatherings, and therefore Prime Minister has said that we have to do yoga at our places. And I think that is very important. I think this message should go around that people should not forget that even in COVID-19 situation, in fact, more yoga will help us both in our physical and mental and spiritual well-being. I think we have to propagate this message to everyone that they should do yoga at their homes. We ourselves also, especially in the month of June, uh, we uh, we are more aware of the benefits of yoga and do yoga at our homes. And as I said, we would have done in large gatherings as well, but this year we have to do at our homes. Uh, I think here in UAE, the other organizations affiliated to Science India Forum, Vigyan Bharati together, we have already joined hands with them in conducting programs under a common theme of prana. A lot of people are joining that particular initiative. A lot of people are doing yoga every day. We ourselves in the consulate have started for the last 3 days. We have been doing some sessions on yoga online. And of course, we have also started a video blogging contest, which is taking place across the world with the involvement of Ministry of Ayush and our Indian Council for Cultural Relations. I think more and more people will join that particular contest, the video blogging contest, and show how good they are at doing yoga and how creative and innovative I think they are in doing yoga. I think in the last 5 to 6 years, I've been here for 3 years, and I can see that we have been able to take yoga to all the Emirates. More and more people have joined us in this initiative. Last year, in each of the Emirates of UAE, we were able to do yoga programs. And not only were we able to do yoga programs, the local authorities, local organizations joined hands with us in each of those Emirates. And that showed the popularity of yoga, the acceptance of yoga, and the way that yoga can go forward in every country of the world. As I said, yoga was always a science. I think our forefathers, our rishis, they knew as to what impact yoga can have on our physical, mental, and spiritual health being. And as we go forward with new scientific techniques, I think we can learn more about the benefits of yoga. And therefore, there can be exact correlations and cause and effect theories on how yoga helps all of us. In the COVID-19 situation, especially yoga is very important. It boosts our immunity levels, it makes our body stronger, It makes our body more flexible. And at the same time, yoga has all these elements of meditation that can control the stress that is being brought into lives of all of us because of this unprecedented crisis that the world is facing, when we are all we can't really come together, and we have to spend more time alone in our homes, only with our families, but not with our relatives and friends and others. And that stress can be brought down, I think, with the meditative techniques which are available in yoga. So overall, I would once again like to thank and congratulate Science India Forum for taking this initiative on a Middle East level, of bringing together everyone on this platform for starting to celebrate International Day of Yoga of 2020. They have done several other events, including at the regional level. There was also an Arab region yoga instructors conference that Science India Forum had organized a couple of years back. And these initiatives are very, very important in working together with Government of India for the betterment of everyone. And I congratulate Science India Forum once again for this initiative. Of course, our Honorable Minister of Ayush is unable to join. If he had joined, it would have been even better. He could have spoken much more about how India is taking forward this year's International Day of Yoga, and how in India several things have been done in the past few years and are continuing to happen on yoga. But Dr. Nagendra is going to be with us, and I think he is such an authority on yoga, and we can all learn more and more about yoga. So with this, I will end, and I will encourage everyone once again to do yoga at home, and participate in Government of India's video blogging contest, and encourage more and more people not to forget about International Day of Yoga this year, and do yoga more and more, especially on June 21. Thank you very much.
Thank you, His Excellency Sri Vipulji, for your inspiring words as always. Your words has always given us, especially the Indian community, hope and the much needed encouragement. Thank you so much, sir. Now, due to unforeseen circumstances, our Honorary Minister could not attend our event today, but he has conveyed his best wishes for the event. We truly acknowledge his support for this entire event. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I'd like to do the introduction of Dr. H.R. Nagendra, Chancellor S. Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana, Bangalore. After the completion of his PhD from IISc, Dr. H.R. Nagendra moved to NASA as the postdoctoral research associate in 1971. He returned to Vivekananda Kendra in 1975 to pursue human engineering as against mechanical engineering. In the search of reality, Dr. H. Nagendra found that the modern science has only touched the physical, and the creation has subtle and much casual dimensions which the ancient seers of India has fathomed, realized, and documented, time tested for its usefulness. So he jumped into this wisdom contained in the Upanishads of yoga and the spiritual lore. He was fascinated by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, who brought out his great wisdom in modern terminology and urged to combine the best of the West and the best of the East. He has been the guiding force behind the Vyasa movement by bringing the wisdom of yoga for the university campus. With his success story, the UGC recorded a deemed to be university status in 2002 to S. Vyasa, for which he became the first vice chancellor. Developed Prashanti Kutiram, a 250-bedded in-depth research center of yoga of international acclaim, called Arogyadhama, including Surabhi, a naturopathy and Ayurveda facility to treat patients and promote positive health. Prashanti also houses an intensive holistic 30-bedded cancer care center. We will look at his brief profile right now. 1968 to 75, faculty member IISc Bangalore. Postdoctoral research fellow, University of British Columbia. Postdoctorate research associate, NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. Consultant, Engineering Science Laboratory, Harvard University. Visiting staff, Imperial College of Science and Technology, London. 1975 to 2020, joined Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, and dedicated his life to the yoga, science, education, and research. Credited with DSc honorary from KIIT Bhubaneswar and CSGM Kanpur. Guidance in yoga research for 34 PhD students as guide and 250 as co-guide. Contributed in curricular development in engineering and yoga research projects. Published research papers, 30 in engineering, 135 in yoga, 300 plus research papers presented. Delivered 60 plus keynote addresses in national and international conferences, 28 yoga books published, organized various conferences, symposia, and workshops on yoga. Editor-in-Chief, iJoy, International Journal of Yoga, iJoy PPP, International Journal of Yoga Philosophy, Psychology, and Para-Philosophy. Recipient of Padma Shri Award, Rotarian Award, Light of Yoga Award, Global Peace Award, Bharat Gaurav Award, International Yoga Grand Master Award, Bharat Ratna, Sri M. Vishweswaraya Science Award, National Citizens Award, Distinguished Leadership Award. I'm amazed. Now, as I'm taking this opportunity to invite Padma Shri HR Dr. Nagendra to deliver his keynote address, we have actually just received his message from his office. Due to heavy rainfall in Bangalore for the last 2 days, there was a disruption in the internet connectivity in their campus, and unable to rectify at this point of time, they have kindly shared a recording message of Guruji right now. So we will have the technical team take care of that and play his keynote address.
My dear brothers and sisters of UAE, I welcome all of you to this wonderful seminar organized to build more awareness of yoga in the whole country and all over the world. I congratulate the organizers for making this possible, and the topic is yoga, the art from the old to the modern. Many of you may not know that the origin of yoga started in the Vedic period, thousands of years back. In the Kathopanishad, there is a definition of yoga. Tam yogamiti manyante sthiram indriya dharanam. And a few things like this from the Vedic literature tells that the yoga was present right from the beginning. According to our normal traditional thinking, the yoga was started by Shiva Bhagavan. Now, Shiva or the originator of yoga. And what is that yoga which has been brought forth right from the beginning? Coming from the word yuj, the yoga is formed by yujyate anena iti yogaha. Yuj means to join. So, what is it that we are going to join? Small little individual personality we are going to expand to that all-pervasive personality. The Atma, the individual personality, the Jivatma, is going to be expanded to the Paramatma. And that is what yoga is meant for. In the modern terminology, in the modern times, its relevance has become more important. That joining of all the countries into a big family, all people throughout the world should have one universal family approach. Vasudha eva kutumbakam. That's what yoga is meant. And you have seen this in the COVID crisis that we are entered in and going ahead. What has happened? We all have been able to interact thanks to modern technology, sitting in our own homes, and bringing this dimension of yoga to everyone throughout the universe. We just had another seminar, the curtain raiser for the International Day of Yoga, in which we had people from Canada, United States, India, and several parts of the world. And yesterday we had a seminar in Australia in which we had people from 5 countries of the world. So COVID has given us an opportunity in modern times to bring us all together, to interact each other by staying in our own homes. What a grandeur! That is the beauty of technology that we have today. Modern science and technology has helped us to disseminate knowledge through our media in various forms, and at a time we can be contacting millions of people. When our Honorable Prime Minister talks throughout the world, people come together in millions and millions. And that is the beauty of the modern times we have. So yoga was conceived as a transformational process, to move ourselves from our normal level to become great, super, divine human beings and reach the highest state of perfection. That highest state of perfection is what we call as moksha in the Upanishadic tradition. Moksha means absolute freedom. Freedom from what? What is that freedom? From the mind. We have the slavery at all levels, at the body level, mind level, emotional level, intellectual level, and the highest level. We have to overcome all these slaveries. Slavery of the mind is, as you get up in the morning till we sleep, you go on thinking and thinking and thinking. If you tell your mind, come on, sit quiet, it won't. Then we have the slavery to the emotions. We are all tossed up and down in our emotional upsurges. Anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, infatuation, arrogance, excitement, blissfulness. All this, we are up and down. Then we have the slavery to the intellect. Our knowledge base today is very, very, very small, microscopic, but the knowledge is infinite. And we have wrong knowledge, perverted knowledge. As a person, when he gets jaundice, he thinks the whole world has become yellow. Seeing a ghost in a post, seeing a serpent in a rope, that is called as the viparaya, wrong knowledge. These are the slaveries of the intellect. Then we have the slavery to the body. We have to feed this body, we have to keep it going, and we are bound by the gravitation, bound by the shape of the body, and so on. So the question, is it ever possible to overcome all these bondages? And the ancient seers is yes. No. And that is the process of yoga. We have to transform ourselves, purify all the imbalances that we have at the body level, prana level, mind level, emotional level, intellectual level, and bringing the balance is the process. And then we have the greater and greater bliss, knowledge, freedom starts growing. So in the Upanishadic lore, it is said that we are not just a physical body. We have got 4 more bodies. The subtle bodies and the causal bodies. This physical body is called Annamaya Kosha. Then we have Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya Koshas. Though unseen, they all exist in their continuous changing spectrum. The physical body is changing, as all of us know. Every day billions cells get created in the body, a billion cells get destroyed. So also the Pranamaya Kosha, the subtle body, goes on changing and changing. And the Manomaya Kosha, featured by mind, emotions. We know how fast mind is. And the intellectual field, our knowledge is so limited. With all the understanding of the physical world that we have today in modern science, we hardly have fathomed a very small microscopic dimension of the whole creation and the knowledge. That is so small, that our knowledge is infinite. A person who goes into the Vijnana Kosha of the highest achiever in yoga, he knows what has happened in the past, what is happening now, what is happening in the future. This is what the great master of masters, Krishna Bhagavan, he tells to Arjuna, why you are in such grief, such confusion, because you don't know what is happening now, what is going to happen in future, what has happened in the past. Whereas I, as the master, he says, knows everything, past, present and future. And that is the knowledge base. There is no knowledge that is not known to the people at that level, Vijnanamaya Kosha. And beyond that is the state of complete, all-pervasive, blissful awareness, Anandamaya Kosha. That's our causal state from where the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, finally the physical body comes. Just as we have unseen steam, it starts getting completely condensed and start coming out as raindrops. And if the temperature is low, it starts getting as snow. And further slow, it all becomes ice. This is how the all-pervasiveness gets constricted and becomes the more and more constrict and start becoming physical at the final Annamaya Kosha. So whole transformation process is to go back. Snow you start hitting and it becomes smaller and smaller like snow bits. Then it starts becoming water, go on hitting more and more, and at the boiling point it turns itself into vapor, into steam, and the speed spreads everywhere. Similarly, yoga is a process of purification. Yoga is a process of transformation. And we can work at several levels. We can work at the bodily level, at the prana level, the mind level, the emotional level, and the intellectual level. Coding all these dimensions and streams of yoga, our great yoga master of masters, Swami Vivekananda, brought forth 4 main processes, 4 main streams of yoga: Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. So this is the modern way of codifying and bringing the unifying dimension. And in his famous statement, he said, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity within. How? By controlling inside, controlling outside, our nature. The behavior outside, the internal changes inside. How do we do that? Work or worship philosophy or psychic control. Philosophy is Gnana Yoga, the path of the philosophy, the path of intellect. Psychic control over our mind, that is the Raja Yoga or Patanjali Yoga. Worship, the path of bhakti, science of emotion control. And work, the region of action called Karma Yoga. We can choose any one of them, or two of them, three of them, and all of them. Finally, we have to reach that moksha, that eternal freedom, that perfection. I call our ancient masters, the rishis and the yoga master of masters, they were most ambitious people. In modern times, what is the goal of life of a youngsters today? I want to become very rich. I want to become a millionaire, a billionaire. I want to become the richest person of the country. Or I want to become an MP. I want to become a minister. I want to become a state chief minister. I want to become a cabinet minister. I want to become a prime minister. I want to be the emperor of the whole world. This is the ambition of Alexander. He wanted to become the emperor of the whole world. So these are our ambitions. Amidst of all sense pleasures. Then our ancients here said, nothing. There is nothing. This is very trivial. What do we want? What should be the goal? I want infinite happiness, unchanging happiness. I want infinite power to create even the whole world, whole creation. I should have that power. Nothing short of that. And I want to have the wonderful freedom to do whatever I want. Freedom from all my slaveries and bondages. And even control and mastery over the body. That if I want to make the body very small, I can become very small. If I want to make it very big, I can do that. I can move at any speed. And they were able to achieve that. That's the grandeur. And we have Hanuman, the master of masters of yoga. He is the Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Gnana Yogi par excellence. And he had all those powers, the highest power, highest freedom. They are called as Siddhis, the Ashtasiddhis, the 8 main supernatural powers. Anima, Mahima, Garima, Prakamya, and others. When he encounters the challenge, while he was flying across the ocean to Sri Lanka to send a message to Sita, the wife of Sri Rama, then there is a big demon, Sursa, and she says, I will not allow you to go further. Hanuman says, please allow me to complete my duty, and that's how I grow. And she said, nothing doing. But she says, okay, if you want, you can go through my mouth. She was so confident. Once he enters, I'm going to gobble him up. And one said, okay, I'm going to come. And it started becoming bigger and bigger. And Surasa started to increase her mouth, bigger and bigger and bigger. Huge thing. And suddenly Hanuman becomes very smart, moves through the mouth and goes away. Animan, Garima, Mahima. Is it ever possible? Then he was to go and bring the whole special drugs from Himalaya. He was in the Sri Lanka to that. In a few hours he has to bring back. Then he goes with the speed of the mind and brings back the whole mountain itself. These are epical things, these things. But our people are able to achieve these things. Therefore, this is the freedom at large. So, whatever path you take, ultimately it reaches the whole thing. This has to be rebuilt, reset in the modern times. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda said, combine the best of the East with the best of the West. West of the East is this wisdom base of yoga spirituality. West of the West is modern scientific research. Therefore, in our institution, SVYASA, we started building this dimension to the economic front, to the educational, higher education front. And research became the main emphasis, Anusandhana. Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana. He built up the wonderful research lab, Anveshna, started measuring all things, started doing rigorous controlled trials, and started publishing papers in the best of the journals of the world. And when you look at all the contribution of the research, our university probably has done the maximum, nearly 800 research papers published, and we are going ahead with more and more of them, So evidence base is needed today. And in the context of COVID, now the modern medical system, allopathy, has no vaccine or no remedial medicine. What can we do? Yoga says you strengthen your immune system, and then you will be able to ward off or throw away the corona even if it enters. We have strong immune system with large number of white blood cells in billions, and we have natural killer cells. And the size of WBC also is very big. The coronavirus today is the biggest virus that we have seen, with 0.025 microns, and 100 times bigger is our WBC. And the number of WBCs also are very high. Therefore, when the corona comes, it is easy for our entire system to throw it out or gobble up and finish them. For this to happen, we must have a very healthy, nice immune system. If the immune system becomes weak, then we succumb to the corona and other infectious diseases. So whole approach of yoga is to strengthen our immune system. How? By reducing the stress. Stress is the immunosuppressant factor. Wrong life is going to suppress immune system. Therefore, we have to bring it back. This is what we start doing. So we develop yoga modules, and the International Day of Yoga brought forth the dimension of the holistic dimension of yoga, which can bring this effect of increased health of the immune system, strength of the immune system, and so that we will be able to grow more and more. So in this context, therefore, I appeal all of you to practice yoga, the standard protocol given by our Ministry of Ayush, developed with the help of all the yoga masters in India, and it's a very simple thing, and 40-45 minutes, and we are approaching the International Day of Yoga on June 21st, and we should practice this right in the home itself and bring forth this dimension to the people at large. So I request all people in UAE to start practicing from now on, simple practices which everybody can do, and see that it spreads like the wildfire, like the corona spreads everywhere. We have to spread yoga with greater speed throughout the world, so that we'll be able to meet the challenge of corona, the COVID-19. So I wish all success to this wonderful seminar that you are organizing, and hope that this will lead to the spread of yoga in a very big way. And to augment that, we have a higher education university that has come up, Vivekananda Yoga University, established in Los Angeles, and we are going to have the launch today at 9:30 Indian Standard Time, and you are welcome to come and then witness and hear the wonderful thing that we are bringing forth in the United States. Just like we have SVYASA in India, we have got Vayu in the United States. It is an online program, and thank you all very much. Give me this opportunity to share with you the new dimensions. Yoga as an art, as a science, moving from the past to the present, and see that it meets the challenges of the modern era and the big calamity that we are facing. I wish all of you the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Truly enamored and deeply touched by your message, Doctor. Even you're not physically present with us, we could truly feel your presence right here in the right now. our immense gratitude to you to take this time out and to create this visual representation for us. We are grateful beyond measure to you. Thank you once again for imparting your knowledge on all of us. We are immensely grateful for this opportunity. Now, I'd like to invite Dr. Satish Krishnan, SIF UAE President, to offer the word of thanks. Dr. Satish. You could kindly unmute yourself. Yes, you're
Namaste.
unmuted.
Thank you all for joining us in such large numbers to hear a wonderful exposition on the state of yoga in respect to the modern times, especially to the times that we are in. That is the pandemic of COVID, which is ravaging the world and also hitting India in such great numbers. Thank you, Dr. Nagendra, for enlightening us and telling us how yoga can help us build up our immunity to stay away from this pandemic. And also in reiterating and emphasizing the fact that mental health is at best the way forward to beat this pandemic and other illnesses that are bound to follow in future generations. We were extremely blessed to hear him out, although it was sad that due to technical reasons, we could not have him live in presence. Thank you once again, Nagendraji. I would also like to express my gratitude to His Excellency, Shri Vipulji, for joining us and guiding us, as always, in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir, for taking time out from your busy schedule in this very stressful period that the embassy is encountering with trying to repatriate hundreds of thousands of Indians back to India. Thank you, sir, once again for your continued guidance and support to us. I would like to express my thanks, although it is superfluous to thank somebody who's a part of your family, and that is Jayanji. He's always been there guiding us regularly, nearly every day during this pandemic period, in trying to keep up our spirits and trying to boost up the efforts that we take, and that is to propagate the idea of science among the coming generations, that is the school students in all the countries of GCC. We are extremely grateful to you, sir, and we look forward to your continued support and patronage. Last but not least, let me thank all those hundreds of people who have joined us directly on this webinar and also joined us on the social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, and encourage us to keep going forward in our endeavor to bringing science in as is in the Indian context to the coming generations. We would be continuing these sessions of yoga in the coming days, and we will keep you posted. Thank you once again. Thank you once again all for joining us. Jai Hind and Namaste.
Thank you so much, Dr. Satish, for the word of thanks. Once again, thank you, dignitaries, speakers, all our viewers who's present here, making this event a memorable one. Thanks to each and every one of you present here who joined us with this event right now. Now we have officially concluded the event.